In this video, I want to discuss with you the benefits of Gotu Kola, also known as Brahmi in Ayurvedic medicine. Now, like many other herbs, this plant contains medicinal constituents such as triterpenoids and saponins, which give it its immunomodulatory and adaptogenic qualities. However, in this video, I want to discuss with you a few of the unique benefits specific to Gotu Kola, starting off with its ability to actually reduce the appearance of cellulite and stretch marks. Now, Gotu Kola is actually a blood tonic and actually helps promote circulation. And so the way it really helps reduce the signs of cellulite and stretch marks is by improving blood circulation and blood flow to the surface of the skin. Now, stretch marks, for example, are really just a deterioration or damage to the epidermis, the top layer of the skin, usually brought upon throughout pregnancy or rapid weight gain. Now, the way that Gotu Kola helps remedy this is by increasing blood flow to the surface of the skin, thus bringing about healing, because essentially all healing is in the physical body is the increase of blood supply to that general area. And if there's no impediment or disconnection from one part of the body to the other, then typically blood can flow to that area and promote healing. So by being a blood circulatory tonic, it can improve issues specifically related to stretch marks and any sort of surface wounds of the skin. Additionally, the way it helps promote the healing of cellulite or the reduction in cellulite is by acting as a blood cleanser. So in one perspective, cellulite is really just the accumulation of toxicity in the fat cells that causes the fat cells to grow and sort of push through the layers of the skin, creating that cellulite appearance. So by promoting blood cleansing and lymphatic cleansing and overall detoxification, it's going to help decrease the appearance of cellulite that is brought about from toxic accumulation and the deterioration of the skin tissue. The second way that it can help reduce the appearance of cellulite is by promoting new skin cell regeneration, again by promoting blood flow to the surface of the skin, thus improving collagen synthesis and the production of elastin, which would help decrease the likelihood of cellulite. Another unique benefit to Gotu Kola is that it's actually been found to help remedy varicose veins. Because of the natural acids found in Gotu Kola, it can help decrease the symptoms of varicose veins, such as swelling and pain, by acting as an anti-inflammatory to the circulatory system. One of the more traditional and ancient benefits of Gotu Kola is that it is an adaptogen herb that can be used to remedy issues such as anxiety, which is really just a sort of chemical manifestation or an emotional manifestation of excess stress hormones in the body, such as cortisol and adrenaline, which in excess can lead to feelings of anxiousness. So by acting as an adaptogen and something that can actually help decrease the overproduction of these stress hormones, it can actually help soothe and prevent issues such as anxiety. So overall, the consumption of Gotu Kola can help put our bodies in a more parasympathetic state, which is a state of greater relaxation. It's the state we need to be in order to digest our food and to produce melatonin so we can fall asleep. So by putting our body in this parasympathetic state, we're less likely to feel anxious and sort of wired up. Another great benefit of Gotu Kola is its positive tonifying effects on our central nervous system, particularly our cognitive function, and the prevention of neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's and dementia. So Gotu Kola is essentially, in a few words, an anti-inflammatory to the brain. It has actually been shown in clinical study to prevent the calcification or the alkaloid plaque that accumulates on the brain and causes Alzheimer's. Now, according to modern research, this ability alone could be traced back to its triterpenoid content. So it's essentially not just the Gotu Kola, but the triterpenoid content that really acts as a powerful anti-inflammatory to the brain, something that prevents the calcification or the alkaloid plaque on the brain that leads to neurological disorders and the degeneration of neural pathways that causes Alzheimer's. But not just that, Gotu Kola is a circulatory herb, so by also preventing and inhibiting inflammation in the brain, it also promotes blood flow to the brain, which can improve overall cognitive function. So even if you aren't concerned with Alzheimer's or dementia, you can still use this herb as a brain tonic, something to improve your focus, concentration, memory, and overall cognition. Gotu Kola is also commonly used to help remedy insomnia and promote better sleep. And does this in two ways. The first, as I mentioned earlier, is it can help put our body in a more parasympathetic state. So in a parasympathetic state, we are relaxed, we have low amounts of cortisol in our body, which is ideal for melatonin production, which is the hormone that we need in order to induce sleep and go into a deep state of REM sleep. Additionally, Gotu Kola has been found to possibly improve the production of GABA, which is an amino acid that helps us feel relaxed. So with these two things combined, we find that Gotu Kola could make a really good potential sleep tonic and something that could remedy issues of sleep such as insomnia. Last but not least, Gotu Kola is commonly used in Ayurvedic medicine as a tonic to the hair, something that is used to prevent hair loss and promote hair growth. And it does this in a few ways. First, as I mentioned earlier, is a circulatory tonic. It promotes the health of the blood and the circulation of the blood, which is essential for hair growth and for preventing hair loss, because essentially down the lines of problems that can lead to hair loss, such as inflammation, chronic inflammation, DHT production, the shrinking of hair follicles, to the calcification and fibroid accumulation of the scalp, we're going to essentially run into two primary problems, which is decreased oxygenation and decreased blood supply, which is essentially the two things that our hair follicles need in order to grow and to thrive. However, Gotu Kola actually works a few steps back along the lines of what causes hair loss at a level of inflammation. It acts as an anti-inflammatory, which could prevent the possible calcification and fibrosis of the scalp. And that's where you see really shiny scalps is really just a byproduct of an accumulation of calcification and fibrosis, or layers of scar tissue that really shrink and choke the hair follicles, blood supply and oxygen supply off, leading to hair loss and the death of the hair follicle basically. So by acting as an anti-inflammatory to the scalp, it's going to help prevent any sort of damage, shrinking or death to the hair follicle that could lead to hair loss or thinning hair. So these two things in combination makes Gotu Kola a really great sort of superior tonic herb for the hair. It is often referred to as the king of hair as an herb in Ayurvedic medicine. So this is a really great herb for that as well. So these are the primary benefits of Gotu Kola. If you're interested in supplementing with it, you have a few options. You could always take Brahmi as a tea by either soaking the leaves or buying a bulk powder and making a tea out of that, and just straining out the bulk powder or the tea leaves out and just drinking that on a regular basis. It is common in Ayurveda to make an oil decoction. It's very common to find infused oils with Brahmi to apply to the scalp for preventing hair loss or reversing hair loss, or just essentially nourishing the hair that you already have. So these are other ways that you can take it. It's actually common in organic hair care products as an ingredient, so you could also buy it pre-made or prepared already. But if you're looking for more of the medicinal therapeutic properties of this herb, then I highly suggest always taking herbs in a concentrated, standardized extract. This way you're getting the most active constituents possible in the least amounts. That way you're getting the most bang for your buck, and you're getting most of the active constituents compared to taking the whole herb, where you're getting a lot of other bulk ingredients as well, perhaps some sort of fibers and other inactive constituents in that. Bulk powders and whole herbs make a really great tea. However, my favorite way to take any tonic herb is usually in some sort of decocted concoction, such as an extracted powder or tincture. So if you're interested in trying Gotu Kola for yourself and seeing if you could reap these benefits, then just visit our shop by clicking the link below, and you can learn a little bit more and browse for yourself.